Hi again. Because I ended up talking about course material in the last longer, uh, quite long, sorry, introductory video, it dawned on me that even though this information is in the written introductory material that hopefully you will read, that you might be wondering how you are to access this course material. So I thought I'd make a very short video just in case you're anxious about that to reassure you. So the primary sources that you will be reading every week will be posted on Carmen as PDFs in the weekly modules. And there's modules in Carmen for each week below a number of other modules that have different categories of things. So maybe I'll say something about Carmen in a second, although that's in the written material as well. But so the primary sources will be posted as PDFs. They come from a number of different collections. Having said that, however, the majority of them come from this book, which is listed in the course material list in that first module. If you would like to purchase this, I recommend it because it'll be easier to read than the PDFs. PDFs are not always super easy to read and not and they do have margin notes and sometimes people don't like it, but you don't have to. It will all be there. The synthetic overview, I'm drawing chapters from two synthetic overview texts, and both of those are also available online. One is available as a PDF that is in my Google Drive that I have obtained through a purchase license. So a dialog box sometimes on Carmen might pop up and say, you need permission to access this, but you have permission. So all you have to do is actually, once you see that box, click again on the actual title of the book. If you have trouble with this, I'll go over it with you in class, but it will work. Sometimes it just takes a couple of steps. The other one is an ebook that you all have access to through the library, so it's much more straightforward. So I've included that link, and I will include those links each week, even though it will take you to the whole book in both instances. So you have to look at the overview, the weekly overview, which is its own little document inside each week's module that tells you what you're going to read and what we're going to be doing that week to in order to see what chapters you'll be looking at. Okay, so primary sources, PDFs, overview texts. One is a PDF of the whole book. You need to look and see which chapters you'll be reading. The other is an ebook of the whole book that you access through OSU. You'll have the link again. You will need to see the instructions to see which chapters you're going to be reading. Now, the other two texts that you will be reading is a choice, as I mentioned, from a very long list that is on the course material document on Carmen, a very long list of historical studies. You may check those out from the library or purchase them if you on online, wherever you like to buy your books. If you would like. I also own, I believe, all. I I have to double check, but I think I own a copy of all of them, and I am willing to loan them out. But if multiple people are wanting those, then we're going to have to make sure that you have access from the library or purchase, etc. In some instances, I actually do have multiple copies of some of the books. So we will work together to make sure that you get a copy of those books. Um, and that is not until the latter part of the semester. So you'll decide on your book in enough time to make sure that we get the book for you. The last thing that you're going to be reading is a historical fiction novel. It's one of two. You get to choose between two, and I do recommend that you either purchase that. I don't own them, so and I wouldn't have enough copies to pass out to everybody, anyways. Um, uh, and I am going to actually own them soon because I'm going to read them, both of them, along with you. I've read them before, but I want to reread them. Actually, it's not true. I read one of them. The second one is new to me, but I've read enough about it that I think it's going to be excellent. I hope that I'm right. Um, But anyways, you should probably plan to buy or check those out of the library, but it's going to be a problem if everybody is checking them out from the OSU library. So if you have access to the public library system, or if you're willing to buy them. I have a dear friend who is an independent bookseller here in Columbus. He single-handedly owns and runs this independent bookstore called Bookspace Columbus, and he can order most anything. So I will put the link to his online store, and he will personally put things in the mail and get them to you, pretty quickly. If you'd like to support a local business, and if you want to see, especially with the historical fiction books, he might already have them, and they'll be pretty easy for him to get. So again, that's Bookspace Columbus, and I'll put that link. That's how you will access all of that material. The other stuff that you're going to be doing are the pre-recorded lectures. I already talked to you about how I recommend that you treat them sort of like podcasts. Don't think of them as too precious. Just allow yourself to listen, jot down questions if you want, but don't feel like you have to remember everything. There's lecture notes. We're going to be building on them. You're not going to be tested on the material in that kind of a straightforward way. So I hope you will just enjoy them however is best and most accessible to you. They are in the thing I didn't say about them is that they are in a playlist on a YouTube channel that is my YouTube channel. They're not high tech. They haven't been edited. They haven't been polished. Most of them have been recorded in the context of previous classes. And at the time that I recorded them, I wasn't intending them to be an ongoing, permanent part of my class, but I have started to make them that way. And so sometimes they have introductory remarks that are not relevant, because I mentioned what we read in class or what you're going to do for your bloody blah or whatever. Sometimes I will say in Carmen, start the video at, 3 minutes and 10 seconds in order to help you skip past that. But I may not have gotten that right in every single time. So I apologize for that. Just a warning. Don't get confused. You'll know probably that it's the past video because my hair looks different. You'll see a number of different hairstyles. Um, but there will also be some new videos that I will be adding, and there will be some that I just recorded last year, and so they are less like that, I think, because by that time I knew that I was going to be using them in the future. Um, the last thing I want to say about that is that there are more videos on there than you will be able to watch in the course of this class, but I want you to have access to them and I want you to be able to choose among them. So sometimes I will list a large number of videos for that week and I will say choose two of these that are most interesting to you. So that's that, and I will see you Thursday.